Now, Blackbeard, also known as Edward Teach or Edward Thatch, got his start as a privateer during the War of Spanish Succession in the early 1700s. After the war, he quickly became a pirate, serving under a captain called Benjamin Horningold. I know, you can't make it up. Now, eventually, Benjamin accepted pardon from the king and retired, leaving one of the ships in his very large fleet for Blackbeard to control. In 1717, Blackbeard captured a French vessel that he immediately equipped with 40 guns and renamed it the Queen Anne's Revenge. Sadly, while that is his favorite ship, it is not one that he had for very long. Now, while Blackbeard is easily the most notorious pirate in all of history, he never actually killed anyone. He was a thief, not a murderer. In fact, in 1718, when he laid siege, more or less, to Charleston, South Carolina, he captured a number of noteworthy men and said that if their ransom was not paid, they would all be killed. Instead, when the ransom wasn't paid, he added a day. And he added another day. And after several days were added, he just let them go, completely unharmed, without a penny for their return. His reasoning was that if they were dead, they couldn't tell everyone how terrifying he was. Now, in June of 1718, he also accepted a pardon and ceased pirating activities altogether. He then supposedly married a plantation owner's daughter, who, if you follow the legends, would have been his 14th wife. Not in a row, simultaneously. Sadly, his retirement was not to last, because by the end of August, he was back to pirating, interrupting trade routes for North Carolina and Virginia, which was the beginning of his downfall, because Governor Alexander Spotswood of Virginia was not going to have his trade interrupted, and so he sent out Lieutenant Robert Maynard to capture Blackbeard alive. And on November 22nd, 1718, the two crews clashed. Blackbeard and Maynard fought to the death, and after what seemed like an eternity, Blackbeard, in the process of reloading his pistol, finally succumbed to loss of blood. When Maynard investigated the body, he discovered that he had been shot no less than 5 times and stabbed more than 20. Blackbeard was then decapitated, and his headless body was shoved over the edge of the ship, and according to legend, swam around the ship 3 times before sinking. The head was then put on the bow of Maynard's ship as it was docked in Hampton. That's why the Blackbeard Festival is held there. And 16 members of Blackbeard's crew were brought to Williamsburg for trial. One, by the name of Samuel Odwell, was found not guilty, and for a very good reason, as Blackbeard had captured him on November 21st. He wasn't a pirate at all. So, the other 15 were sentenced to hang, and then last minute, a royal pardon came down from what seemed like nowhere for a pirate named Israel Hands. To this day, no one knows how he ended up with a royal pardon, but last history knows of him, he was begging for his bread on the streets of London. The other 14 pirates, whose names I found today, were all marched from the jail up Gallows Road, which is now known as Capitol Landing, to Hangman's Lane, where they were put to death, then hung in iron gibbets on either side of Gallows Road as a clear sign of the price of piracy. Now, all along Gallows and Hangman's Road is where homes were for those who came and built Colonial Williamsburg, and many said that you could hear the ocean at those locations. So, we'll do a little investigating here, one stop on Gallows Road, and one stop at Hangman's Lane, and see if we can find any pirates.
You're much. I have no problem. We can start with, we can do EVP.
Okay.
And then maybe, oh, yeah, that's right, you found it. And then maybe flashlights.
Okay, yeah,
And,
yeah.
Or both
That sounds good
of
with
that,
me.
and then we can
Yeah.
do the spirit box.
Okay.
that good?
Yep, sounds
Just
good to me.
remember also when we do start the flashlights, to give a couple, like a little while between each question. Don't ask a question, then ask a question, and then ask a question. Sometimes it takes a little bit to even get a response.
Yeah, yep.
Well, the question portion is why I came up with these names.
Oh, good.
Good, yes.
Because no one's sure which pirate Mr. Scratch is.
Hmm.
And so who knows, maybe we'll be able to solve a mystery here, gang.
Right.
Who I assume is still here. I can't tell.
Yeah.
So we have this little black box here with a red light on it. And if you could speak into that box, we may be able to hear your voice. If there's someone here with us, can you tell us your name? Here's something over there. I don't know what that is.
Most likely a sheep.
Sheep. Okay, good.
Yep, I see his eyes in the
Yeah,
background.
curious sheep.
Is there anything we can do for you?
So I'm going to read off some names and leave a space for you to respond. But if any of these names sound familiar, if you could please let us know. James Blake, Richard Greensail, John Carnes, Stephen Daniel, Thomas Gates, John Gills, John March, Joseph Phillips, James Robbins, Edward Salter, Richard Stiles, or James White.
If any of you whose names she just spoke are here, can you please come speak to us?
I hear what sounds to be like sticks breaking underneath someone's foot. Yeah.
Might be somebody walking down the pathway.
Okay.
Yeah. It's oyster shell, so it tends to pop like that.
Oh, okay. Good. It's good to know.
Were you in this jail?
Do you know Peter Pelham?
Have you ever killed anybody?
What year were you born?
Do you like us out here?
Did she make that noise?
It was some sort of creature. What it came from, I'm not sure.
I thought I heard a horse too a little bit ago.
There are horses
Okay.
on that side. What do you think of the changes that have occurred here?
I've done this something
Now,
like that before. in my
these
house.
are a little, well, flashlight sessions in general are a little controversial.
They are. They are. There's a certain way you can do them, though, that makes them less controversial or makes the results less controversial. If we leave the flashlights here and we don't ask a single question, the flashlights will go on and come on and go off by themselves. It's just one of those flukes of, you know, the battery may be swelling and touching the little contactor and making this occur. But what we do is we use 2 or 3 different flashlights of different colors. We'll set them around and we try to first establish that there's something communicating with us by saying something like, you know, can you turn the red flashlight on for us? And if it does that, we say, thank you, can you turn it off? Then we say, can you turn the blue flashlight on? Thank you, you know. If it's able to do those things in the order that we ask it to do them, and the lights are coming on, then we're saying, okay, then there probably is something intelligent trying to communicate with us. So that way you kind of eliminate that random factor, the factor of them going on and going off randomly. And we would like to see who's here with us, besides the obvious people standing around here. We have these 2 metal sticks that are set up here close to the threshold. And if you touch one of those sticks or mess with it, then one of the lights will come on the front of the stick. We see the red one on now. Can you turn the blue stick on? Can you make the blue one light up? I say that because I try to keep in mind that sometimes they might not know what a flashlight is. And sometimes we wonder if maybe the flashlights are a little too technologically advanced or something for them to manipulate, so the flashlights, it's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. We had a full-out conversation in the Exchange Hotel out in Gordonsville with a soldier who had died.
Maybe they're colorblind.
That could be. Did you try one more time? Touch the blue metal stick. Not really much in the way of EMFs around here either. Can you turn off the red flashlight, the red metal stick? Can you turn it off for us?
Would you turn on the blue flashlight for us, please? The blue metal stick there on the stick.
Just like one of our friends said a little while ago, we're here because we would like to hear your story. I have this box here, and you can talk in this box, and we'll be able to hear you. Can you let us know your name?
Can you say something to let us know that you're here?
We're here.
Okay. Are you shy?
Are you ashamed?
Can you tell us how many of you there are with us right now?
You say warning?
I heard 40.
Is that how old you are? How many years you've been here?
Prison?
So prisoner.
Do you want to be my friend?
Do you know the name Blackbeard?
What was your crime?
Metal? Metal? Did you hear that?
No, I heard, I thought it was 3 syllables like felony.
Yeah,
But I don't know if they would have
maybe.
called it that back then. I don't know.
Was it murder?
According to the history, this jail was used up until the early 1900s.
Oh, okay. Okay.
How about theft?
Have you ever hurt anybody?
I didn't catch that.
Treated his crew incredibly well. In fact, that led to a number of them being fiercely loyal. One of the ones who is most famous for their loyalty is Caesar. Now, Caesar was a black man on his ship who had the same rights as all of the white crew. And a lot of people believe that that might be one of the reasons that he was so loyal. But Caesar was under instruction that if the Queen Anne's Revenge, which at the time of Blackbeard's death was called the Adventure, was ever in mortal danger and about to be taken, that Caesar was supposed to throw a lit match into the powder stores of the ship.
Fiery circle. Listen to holding hands in there. Probably.
I know it's a private house, but
Kind of looks like marshmallows.
It looks like a demonic,
And so Gallows Road became Capitol Landing Road. All along Gallows and Hangman's Lane was the housing for the electricians, carpenters, and other craftsmen who built Colonial Williamsburg as it is today.
your family.
So, beginning here, my family, that's correct. Now, beginning here is one where people heard the sound of the ocean that is believed to be Blackbeard's crew remaining here. And also, this is the path where all of the iron gibbets with the decaying bodies of pirates were hung. So if you were driving down Gallows Road in your carriage at the time, you would have seen rotting pirates for at least a few weeks.
Nice.
And they are also buried somewhere along this road, most likely at Hangman's Lane, which will be our last stop. So, park it somewhere, and we can dive on in.
So we are here at, what, the public park?
The public park
Public park.
on Capitol Landing and Page Street,
Okay.
previously known as Gallows Road.
And we would like to know if there's anybody here with us. We don't mean to intrude or trespass or scare you in any way. We simply want to know who you are and see if you have a message that you'd like to relay to someone. Can you tell us your name? We have lots of cars passing,
I'm done in the camera back.
a bicycler, wildlife.
What was your profession?
How many people, including us, are here right now?
Do you want to be my friend?
I wasn't going to say anything, but you better be careful. You might invite somebody home.
Yeah, you could.
It's like a souvenir home.
Do you
Sometimes
want to
that's
follow
not...
Jonah home?
There you go. You got to word that appropriately. Sometimes you might have a little bloody.
Maybe we should introduce ourselves again.
Kyle?
Linda?
Kat?
Nikki?
Jonah.
Corey.
Annie? Michelle?
Kevin. Adam.
What road are we on now? What do you think about the changes here?
Did you know Blackbeard?
Is there anybody here?
Almost sounded like a yes.
Yeah.
Can you tell us your name?
Ed? Ted, Ed?
Yeah. Are you Edward Salter?
Are you friendly?
What if I brought you some rum? Something to drink?
Where are you from?
Have you ever hurt anybody?
No, that was really clear.
that last time I was out, there was another people that I was out there, and before we asked that same question, everything else was blinking until we asked, have you ever heard anybody? And he said no. That's the only thing that came through the whole time.
Were you imprisoned wrongfully?
I feel like we might not be talking to a prisoner.
That's what I'm thinking.
You might
too.
not, yeah.
Were you a worker here in Colonial
be anything.
Williamsburg?
Did you live nearby?
Oh, sure did.
Someone's got a crush on you.
Sure did.
So upset I didn't have
I heard that from here.
Are we friends now? 150 years ago. Was it the Civil War? A 100 years?
Corrected you. That's right. Oh my God, that's crazy.
Did you want to leave Williamsburg?
There was a little town up the road known as Penniman Village. Penniman Village had a population of more than 15,000 men, women, and children, post office, schools, a YMCA, and 3 passenger trains a day went through the town. In 1918, October 9th of 1918, the children of Penniman Village were told to go to school and bring all of their belongings home because they had to turn all the schools into hospitals. Spanish flu. It decimated the town. And so all the houses of Penniman Village were all temporary homes that you could order out of a Sears catalog. And so the majority of them were moved to Norfolk, where they still are. And a couple of them are still in Williamsburg. I believe that that house is one of the Penniman houses. I've been digging, but I can't find it.
So moved, like...
They were like cheap mobile homes, like you
They
see
were
on the back of
prefabs.
flatbed trucks. So they were prefabs. And this one looks exactly like the Penniman houses, but the owner doesn't know, and I haven't been able to find anything definitive. But for whatever reason, we are allowed over here. Please watch your step and don't mess up any wet cement. That was his only request.
Is there anybody here with us right now that would like to talk to us?
Did you follow us from the last stop?
Who are we speaking to?
Is anybody there at all? I'm not sure anyone's here. Is anyone there?
What's your name?
Yeah.
That was,
We're here with good intentions. We just want to talk to you guys and maybe learn about what happened to you here.
from your perspective, not theirs.
Can you tell us maybe your name of somebody that would like to talk to us?
John Carnes, Stephen Daniel, Thomas Gates, John Gills, John Marsh, Joseph Phillips, James Robbins, Edward Salter,
I heard Robbins and then something else after that.
James Robbins,
What's your profession? Can you say something to let us know that you're still here?
So we did not get the activity that I was expecting this evening. Got about what I expected at the jail, a couple of answers here and there. But the park on Capitol Landing Road, formerly known as Gallows Road, was far more active than I would have expected. A little curious to go back there and see what else we can find. Hangman's Lane, particularly disappointing, but who knows, maybe we just didn't find the right spot. So all in all, super excited to have participated. And for the record, my name is Nikki with Colonial Ghosts.